YouTube, what's up? Hey, let's talk about that PS5 controller. Boy, that is a sexy controller. I feel like Sony knocked it out of the park with that controller design, the controller design. And from what I'm hearing as far as the rumors, I didn't look up I didn't read the complete article on it, but as far as I understand, if I'm not mistaken, the capabilities of that controller is next level. I think it's like it's like got sweat detection. It's got sweat detection on it. If that's true, haptic feedback buttons, sweat detection. I think it's got like a heartbeat sensor on it, a heartbeat monitor. I tell you, looking at that controller looks like it can do all that. Just by looking at it. It looked like it's from the future, bro. Or it looked like it's we in the here and now. You know what I mean? Like that looked like an incredible piece of text. It's got USB Type C. You know, I'm not saying that that's revolutionary, but yeah, man. That is and that's the thing with Sony, man. They just seem to always knock it out of the park when it comes to hardware design, man. When it comes to a lot of their devices, man, it's specifics gaming. Like with the PS1, when that first dropped, right? That was a sexy beast of a system looking thing. It was. It had the that green light on the PS1, or I should say PlayStation 1. It had the little green power on indicator light. It wasn't just like no regular ugly red like power on light that we saw back in the day. It was like this sexy glow of a light on it. That always stood out to me for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And then when the PS2 came, how sexy the design was. It was black and sleek with the PS2. You know what I'm saying? And then it had the power and the eject buttons. And then it had the way the design was. It was just sexy. It was sexy and it worked. You know what I'm saying? And then the PS3, when they first unveiled that, I'm like, Jesus, it looks premium. Like the PS3 itself looked premium. It just looked like a premium device. And it was, in fact, it was premium, but it looked premium. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I feel like they were kind of lazy with the controller designs, like, from PS1 to PS3, they kept that same design, but the capabilities of those controllers was amazing. So and the design worked. It was almost like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it ain't. I don't have a problem with them not changing it. I don't feel like they didn't have to. I kind of feel like the PS3 controller is a bit cheap to a degree, but it wasn't nothing like breaking, game breaking or nothing like that. But or whatever you want to call that. It wasn't that big of a deal. It worked. The PS3 controller worked. It wasn't heavy and hefty and anything like that, but it worked. It was not, I didn't have a problem with it. Even though they, and the capabilities of those controllers was amazing too. Like with the PS2, there was pressure sensitive buttons. Even though a lot of developers that I could remember didn't use that technology, the harder you press the button, the harder or the whatever more it would run, or higher. Like if you push the jump button, the harder you press the jump button, the higher the person would jump. Like it was kind of like that. And if you push it soft, then it would just jump softly. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was pretty amazing tech for that back then. That was back with 2001, 2000, something like that. That was pretty great, amazing tech back then. And I was actually impressed by it. Just, you didn't see it a lot in a lot of games. Like, so in Madden, you saw it, and some other games, but they didn't use that technology a lot. But I just felt like that's just incredible technology. You know what I'm saying? And then the PS4. When we saw the PS4 controller, I was like, wow, that's a beautiful controller. And with the light bar, I liked the light bar. I liked it. I liked the way the controller looked and felt. actually play the DualShock 4 is by far the best controller Sony has ever made. Like easily. And again, the capabilities of it. And I forgot to mention the what is that called with the DualShock 3 when C-axis fire. The PS4 DualShock has that same kind of technology in it. People don't talk about that much, but it's got the C-axis stuff in it. Like when I was playing Infamous Second Son, you shake the controller up and then you squeeze the button and you can spray paint the walls and you move your arm and it follows you. Like that's bruh. That's incredible. That's great, amazing technology. It's like they always push the bar, they push it forward. They push this tech forward. You know, I can appreciate that kind of effort. Oh, did it stop? No, it didn't stop. No, it didn't stop. I'm tripping. Uh tripping. But yeah. And then here we are. And then the design of the PS4, excuse me, I'm jumping ahead. I forgot to mention the design of the PS4 was sexy. You know, when I first brought it home that day and I plugged it up and the light came across the middle of the console, I'm like, whoa, that was 2013. And I was like, wow, that is sexy. And I was in awe. I was in awe, but the sexiness of the PS4. The original launch PS4 was a sexy. I still got it. I still play on it. Not often, but I still play on it. You know, I'm on my PS4 Pro now, but I'm just saying. I mean, Sony always knocking the part. Now, here's the issue I do have with Sony though. When they come with these rehashes or like these redesigns, these slims and all that stuff, that's when they lose me. They lose me every time. Like with the PS1 Slim. I didn't like that. And then when they went PS2 went with their slim, I didn't like that. Then when the PS3 went to that slim, I didn't like that either. I just didn't. And I want to chalk it up to saying that it's because I'm used to the design, but that's not it. It's just that I just don't like the new design because it feels like they made it cheaper looking. It's not as premium looking. You know what I'm saying? Tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section. But that's kind of how I feel. It's sexy. Damn it, it's sexy. You know, the one controllers, the initial stuff that Sony make. Now, the DualShock 5. Let's talk about that. That is sexy. It's sexy. It's like I don't know. It's like it's in the future, and they just and then they made the future now, and then like it's the way it look. It just feels just so next gen. The controller looks next generation. The controller looks next generation. I mean, it just make my heart sing, bro. Like I could cry right now. That's how great I feel about this controller. Because I feel like this. If the controller looked this good, then there's a high probability that the console is gonna look good. And don't get me wrong, I like for my stuff to look sexy. I like it. I like to have sexy looking devices. I like it. I like the design. I feel like the design counts. People say, "Oh, you're not gonna look at that. You're gonna look at the TV," and that's true. That is true. And I won't, and I'm not going to take that away from people. But me personally, as somebody who loves technology, I think design counts. Design counts. For example, Sony makes the Xperia phones. There's some ugly phones. To me, the Xperia phones is pretty ugly. They can't match anything like the iPhones is sexy. The Samsung phones is sexy. LG phones, they make sexy phones. But for some reason, Sony just can't get it with the phone. It's like they just, with the phone part, you know, and I don't never have a problem with gripes with a lot of Sony design. But when it comes to the phones, they just can't do it. And maybe, and listen, maybe it's because Sony, I mean, because all of these other sexy phones out there, they kind of make Sony's phone look bad. That's my guess. I don't know, but I'm just thoroughly impressed and I'm excited with the new DualShock. Excuse me, it's not a DualShock 5. It's a dual whatever it is. I forgot the name of it, but it's not DualShock anymore. But it's sexy and it's a winner. It's a winner. You can look at that and tell like it's gonna feel good in your hands. Like you can look at that and tell that that controller is gonna feel really great in your hands, man. It's gonna feel comfy. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? The buttons is gonna be nice and squishy. You know what I mean? It's gonna have all kinds of technology in it. It's gonna be a marvelous piece of technology. That controller, it is. It is, and it's amazing how that's shutting the internet down. That controller just shut the internet down. They just showed a control. Sony just showed a controller, and it just shut the internet down, bro. Shut it down. Whew. What can I say, man? Sexy. Let me show you something. Sexy. That's a PS3 original 20 gigabyte. That's sexy. Sexy stuff, bro. Sony just makes sexy stuff. Look at this PS2. Look at this. That is sexy. That ain't sexy, man. That's sexy. Just saying. You know what I mean? Look at this controller. Dude, it's a sexy controller. It's just that whatever Sony makes is sexy. You know what I mean? Look at this TV. That's a Sony TV. They're sexy. I'm just saying. Sony. But yeah, I'm rambling. Just let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, you know what to do. Dislike it. Sub to the channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts about this whole Sony controller. I'm impressed with their tech and I'm happy. And I'm excited. And I wanted to share it with the world. That's why I'm here on YouTube. All right. Rome and I'm gone.